Hey guys, it's Marine here, bringing you a very exciting battle in well, it is my favorite tank in the game right now, and that is the AMX 30P. Now, let's go ahead and look at the lineups. As you can see, both teams are pretty fairly even matched. I'm the best player on both teams, but it's pretty well balanced between both sides. As far as their lineup goes, they have 4 meds and 4 light tanks, whereas we have 2 meds and 4 light tanks. Now what I'm wanting to do is, because they have 4 heavies, and I know meds tend to go in this area, I want to get up into these bushes here, try to just initially play this area, get some good spotting on them, and try to counter any scouts which come along, and just use this tank's camouflage to really just get some good fire and some good vision on the enemy team. Now, I'll tend to do this exact same run whether I am in a medium tank or whether I'm in a scout tank. It just gets you a good opportunity to get some early shots, and you can stay relatively safe in this position as long as you have some pretty quick reactions. Shell velocity really allowed me to have that shot. Alright, change it back to colorblind mode. And so I'm going to continue to play these bushes just a little bit passively. I know that artillery really wants to try and focus me down, and this is just embarrassing for this guy. He is in a tier 8 heavy tank, and he clearly wants me dead. As you can see from here, he's almost 1,000 kW after 25,000 battles, so he should know better than to try and do this. All I did was track him. As you can see, he got wrecked. That's why you never try to focus down someone on the enemy team so freaking early in the game. Especially at that great expense to yourself, just is not worth it. So as you can see here, I'm still playing this area, but being a little bit more cautious with every time I try to use it. Again, artillery is an issue. They do have 2 of them. Now, they may not be the greatest artillery, but it's still a good possibility. And so what I do is I just take a shot, and I back behind this house. Took a blind shot where I thought the LTTB or T-71 could be. And so now what you're going to see me do is actually change the flank. I've been sitting in one area for far too long, so there's no point in staying there, letting artillery get a better, clear understanding of my own poke patterns. Now this was a mistake here, poking up so high, just trying to get a shot on him. Really didn't need that. Now it looks like the T-37 is still over in this area, so I just back down. And so now I see that they have pushed through on this side, so I need to get back over here and use these bushes as a camouflage base, while still being aware of the Patton and the T-71. So every time I take a shot here, I do need to just go back and check the mid. Now I probably should have shot the STI there instead of the Super Purging. As you can see, this gun performs absolutely amazing in this kind of situation. It has just enough depression to be very flexible. And the very high penetration APCR rounds are just absolutely phenomenal. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look to clear out this T-71, and then I see that this T-54 Mod 1 is isolated over here, with 4 tanks between him and another enemy tank. So as you can see, killed the T-49 there, and the 71's dead. He's isolated. I'm not worried about him going. These guys are probably tunneled on him, him, and him, so I'm going to come after this T-54. Shot through the rubble. I think being able to shoot through rubble like that is probably one of the greatest changes that Wargaming has made, and it's definitely added a level of realism to this game. So he's dead, so next get to go work with this IS-6. Bit unfortunate to just track him there, but I'm okay with that. So what I notice here is that this IS-6 in front of me, Mr. Fatal Disaster, is actually focused in on this IS-6, so he's pretty much just ignoring me. That's one of the advantages of having such a high penetration round.
Enemy armor is damaged. Kill our driver.
I was hoping that the IS-2 was AFK there for a second, but oh well.
Penetration. Target released.
That was a nice hit on the Statu.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Started to poke a little too soon there, and that's something you absolutely cannot and should not do, is poke before you are reloaded. A lot of people like to poke before they are, which really just gives way to them just getting shot and allowing the enemy to back up. If you poke when you are loaded, you can actually use that to your advantage by just getting off a quick snapshot before you fall back. Now, up to this point, I've played this pretty much flawlessly, in my opinion. There's a little bit more I could have done, but I feel like I've picked the right positions, picked the right flanks. But this is where I make the big mistake. I see a Super Crusader SP in front of me. I get greedy. I'm on 6 kills. I should have shot well before I did and killed him. I waited just a little too long, and he did have the upgraded gun, so he was able to get a full pen and kill me. But at this point, it really is just cleaning up. So let's go ahead and speed up the replay. The LTCB has played a pretty good game thus far. He's been opportunistic. He stayed alive until the end. Unfortunately, not gonna work out for him. Alright, let's take a look at the post-game results. As you can see, this was a mastery. I've had 1,400 base experience games in this tank for first class. And so what that tells me is this is kind of along the lines of the old T-54, where if you didn't score probably 1450 or higher, you would not get a mastery on that tank. It was very, very hard to do. And from the team results, you can see I did 5,379 damage, 6 kills, for 1,592 base experience. I did earn the high caliber and the top gun. And on top of the 5,379 damage I did on my own, I did 2,794. I was probably spotting a lot of my own damage. I've had higher damage games than this, but they were, again, just first class or even second class games. I've had a 5,000 plus game for a second class badge, so I clearly was not doing my own spotting. But here in this battle, I definitely was doing my own spotting. And as you can see, I did absolutely carry this team. I did 5,300. The next highest was an M103 with only 1,697 damage done. It's definitely a carry. And I hit 23 shots. Well, I fired 23 shots, hit 19 of 17 which bend, and I profited 40,439. This tank absolutely will make you credits. Right now, at last time I checked, I'm averaging just over 2,700 damage in this tank, which is higher than a lot of my tier 10 mediums, which is pretty sad, but it just shows the capability of this tank and its gun. Anyway guys, this was a Mastery class battle, and I really hope you enjoyed.